Bang! Yeah, 713, don't 7 this league, throwing rocks up the backboard. Living our dream, better dribble to the three, take the shot, here a cash short. And we don't even care what you say, we ain't scared of the hate, get a win in this last more. Stand in the paint, better clear out the way, hit the court with the black force energy. Every single week on a killing spree, you kidding me? You talk about winning with the epitome, you better be talking with peace and we locking the key on them. Know that it's rocking with Ryan and Donte, the drip guy, we beyond the gossip, the topics we talk on a pop and we conquering the obstacles that we cross as a team. Shot from the seats, we the Rockets like Elon. It's the H-Town Rundown. Let's get started right now.
Yes, sir. That's the new intro, baby. That's the new intro music. This is the H-Town Rundown, Houston Rockets basketball podcast. Music is produced by my boy at Legible. Follow his Twitter as well as his Spotify account, guys. Be sure to follow us at the H-Town Rundown, of course, on Instagram as well as Twitter. Guys, check out the YouTube as well. That's where we are right now, so be sure to follow. Donte, my boy, what's good? Tell me you like the intro music, man.
Man, I love the intro, man. It's fire, bro. I'm ready, man. Hey, new season, new intro, man. We ready to go. We already got training camp started. Preseason start for us on Monday. Hey, basketball is here, man. We here.
That is the best way to put it, guys. Be sure to follow Donte, Coach Donte 5 and 31 on X, YouTube, as well as Instagram. He's got a lot going on out there, man. And I appreciate him jumping on today so late, especially because my schedule has just been absolutely whack. But yeah, you guys see the handle. Be sure to follow me at drip2p_GAWD. Let's get right into it, Donte, man. We got to talk about training camp. We have not really talked and touched up on it much, but there's a lot of footage that we've seen, right? Is there, overreactions a little bit, right? Training camp looks pretty successful, right? Like our guys are hooping, they're going crazy. Do you have any incredible fire or maybe ice cold takes at all before we jump into some of these Rockets footage bits here?
Like I say, the team look like they out there having fun. Jalen Green and LP look like they coexisting very well. Seem to be a lot of questions about that, but I think they can obviously play together. I mean, they practice like they did a little give and go play when Jalen gives LP the ball and LP just gives it back. Reed Shepherd looking solid out there. Day 4 in training camp, he looked really good, except when he go into the paint. When you get in the paint, those tall and long arms will get at you. But I thought he ran the offense pretty well. And you even saw some footage of Jay Noel out there as well. So again, the team look like they're having fun. And like they, they're out there. Everybody out there getting along pretty good. Fred out there being a leader as always. Out there. Then I saw a combination I believe that's the day 4 of training camp with Reed Shepherd and Amin and Cam Whitmore all on the floor together. That combination was on the floor together. So again, man, like I say, it's everybody gelling together. Having fun. Your sound.
Good move, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bits there that we're seeing from some of these plays.
Yep.
I mean, look at this play here, man. I mean, just absolutely crazy. Let me get a full screen, bro. Look at this. If it wants to play. Oh! Look at this. Boom! That is what we need more of, right?
Yep.
And not just that from Jalen, but there are a couple other plays that I did see. I'm gonna try to find it here. There was that floater from a different angle that moved me a little bit because we don't see Jalen shoot a lot of floaters, but seeing him shoot it in practice, I mean, that makes me feel good. And hopefully I can find it here. But yeah, I want to see Jalen. So those are some of the things that we saw him doing well on. Here's another.
Hey, go back. Look at that move. Look at that move. Go back to the beginning. Look at that. He kind of put him on some skates. Hey, Fred kind of had him moving.
He did have him move a little bit though. He did.
Fred had him move. Look, who's that? Crazy. Who's that fella?
Who was that? Is that Dawn? Is that Dawn? But yeah, he was cooking. Absolutely cooking. And then I gotta see if I can. I don't see the floater on there.
Ooh, but that's a nice one.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy. Here we go. We're not gonna watch the whole play here. Yeah. I want to watch this video.
They go mid range. Well, that's Reed Shepard with the block. Okay, Reed.
And one.
Hey, DB.
Okay, Steve.
That's just easy. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Hell
yeah, brother.
Damn. Okay. Fred. Okay. You got Hoodie Fred. Eric Holiday. Okay. Hey!
That's Nate Williams.
That's clean though. That's clean. Hey! That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
Okay, Reed Shepard came on one end, knocking down the mid range, and then blocking Aaron Holiday's shot. That was great. That was nice by Reed Shepard.
Bro, every play during training camp, it was like Reed was just sucking the minutes out of him. Pause. Like I don't know what he blocking bros in training camp, and Reed is like the rookie. And there is some footage. You'll have to check out Locked On Rockets out there. They got a lot of footage too from player interviews, as well as like getting really good quotes too, man. Shout out Jackson and LOR out there, man. And shout out the Locked On Network for what they're doing for all the teams, for all the coverage. But I mean, some of those player interviews are really pretty phenomenal. And there was like kind of an indirect quote here from Jackson and them on the LOR, talking about how Reed is almost like kind of feeling like not like a rookie vet, but like he just meshes so well, right? Like people like listening to him on the shot and like what they need to do. And it's really interesting that we got a guy like that on the team. Hopefully the shot gonna get right. Hopefully everyone will get right for sure. But yeah, we are definitely excited to see what ends up going forward. Now, Donte, training camp, just kind of started, right? And there's a lot of things, right? I mean, it's training camp. Some of these guys aren't going 100% on defense. We see that. Like no one cares on defense in training camp. It's what can you do on the offense, right? But it looks like people are playing on defense. Dylan Brooks quoted there saying that Kent Whitmore is a guy who's been working on defense. Ime's been saying something about Jalen's defense, right? LP, he's been doing things, trying to get him more like out there, not just playing drop big, which is really nice. That's something that we've seen a lot of and not work every time. It does work occasionally. But there was a question also asked by Jackson about us. I think it was Jackson about Steven Adams and Şengün playing minutes together. We talked about this on the Rockets round robin a little bit. But Donte, what's your take on playing double big lineups, some twin towers with Steven Adams and our boy Şengün?
Like I question that combination. I know it gives you rebounding with Steven Adams, but the only way, like I would consider that if LP was a little better consistent shooter, I think it opens up the floor a little bit more. If he was a little better, can stretch his game. Not like we know LP has the ability to make 3-point shots. He could make them, but if he was like more of a consistent jump shooter, say if he was
more of a threat.
Yeah, a little more of a threat from the outside. I say that lineup could work because he'll better stretch the floor out, and he'll better stretch the floor out. So you have 4 shooters instead of you have 4 shooters. You have 4 shooters on the floor. You have just one solid big. Just like kind of remind you of how Karl Anthony Towns was. You can play those two together because Karl Anthony Towns can do so much things. He can go to the paint. He can shoot the basketball from the outside. So if LP had a little consistent jump shot and can shoot as good, it can shoot just like Karl Anthony Towns. Then I believe that lineup could work just because LP cannot cannot shoot the ball consistently, and people have to sag up off of them. I kind of don't like the combination of that type of lineup. So I just rather go with, I'll stay with Jabari and LP in the same lineup because Jabari can stretch the floor, and plus LP can make the 3-point shot. I think that lineup works a little better, but it can only work if LP, if he turns into a 35% 3-point shooter, then that can work. I can live with that type of lineup because LP will better stretch the floor out.
For sure. My question back at you is, like if you've got like Reed out there with like say like Cam and Jalen, or Cam and Tari, or something like that, like 3 guys that can like shoot pretty well, especially in that corner spot there in Tari. Do you think that lineup could be more effective if they're running like 3 pure shooters or pure scorers out there with Steven Adams, Şengün? Not for long stretches, but like say like in spots there, like say if we're playing Cleveland where they have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. I think matchup, it would be matchup dependent, but I think if we've got Steven Adams and Şengün out there, I think that, I don't know. I kind of like their matchup against the Cavs if we've got.
It'll work against certain squads. The lineup is going to be effective against certain squads, but then against very good squads, I just don't think the lineup will work that much.
For sure.
That guy's going to sag off LP, and LP is going to have to, continue to take that shot. And Ime Udoka was confident, was telling them take the jump shot, So LP starting to take the jump shot as long as he take it, and if he can shoot it very well at a 35% clip, then I'll take that. I can use the lineup out there against anybody because LP will be able to stretch the flow and shoot it as well as go to the basket, be a playmaker. He still get, and having him shooting, making 3-point shots, that's a dangerous combination anyway for him. That's dangerous anyway. That helps him out.
Yeah, if Şengün starts shooting the 3 a little more and a slightly higher percentage, I'm not gonna lie, he might be. That's a crazy contract we can get him on. That leads me to my next question is, so do you remember on media day, right? Jalen and Şengün were asked about contracts, and Jalen, was like, yeah, I don't really care. We're not talking about that. That's not my focus. And then Şengün was like really happy and giddy about it. And then the next day, training camp day, training camp day 1, Şengün had a report come out about him from the Houston Chronicle. Shout out Houston Chronicle, saying that there is some works with a full contract being done, which is interesting. From going to, we're Şengün, right, on media day, saying that like we're confident we can get a deal done, and we're negotiating constantly. Happy to. Now there's a report coming out saying that like they're close to getting a deal done. So my question is, do you think that means LP is going to be taking less than the max for a contract?
Do you think LP take what?
Less. Do you think he's going to take less than a max contract? Because I don't know why they would be negotiating so long on a max deal if it's just LP's camp saying we want a max, and then the Rockets saying maybe not a max, and maybe LP's camp is like, okay, we're going to settle for less. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like they're not going to settle for the max contract. They might go for a little bit less than that.
I think he's gonna get the rookie max. I think he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna get it. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it.
I think he deserves it too. It seems like that he might not be getting it based on the reports coming out. Like they might be selling, not like for like significantly less, but like maybe like 5-8% less than the rookie max. Saving the Rockets maybe an extra $6 million.
It's up to LP though. It's up to LP if he wants to take less than that. If he take less than that helps us out a lot. But I don't think I see him taking him. I actually see us giving him the rookie max. Because I know he's gonna go out there. He's gonna go out there and be LP. He's gonna go out there and play, and he's gonna play well enough to deserve that rookie max. Especially, if we out there in the playoff, if we playing in the playoff hunt. So the way if we play in the playoff hunt, that only increases his value, increases his money a little more, a lot more. So I think he's gonna get the rookie max. If Jalen playing himself like he did, in the second half of the season, I can see both of them getting paid. I can see both of them actually getting paid. I mean, how can you say no to your two young studs? And again, I believe a deal is gonna. I believe Raphael Stone is gonna find a way to work the deal, work the both of them out. I believe he's gonna find a way.
I really hope so. Again, like from what we're seeing from like some of the players out there, um, it's kind of looking. I don't know. Jalen, I think is really coming for that max deal for sure.
Yeah.
And I would like him to get the max. Obviously, you see the jerseys in the background. I want both these guys to do that max contract. Money wise, though, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Şengün and maybe Jalen taking less money because then that leaves
If
us.
they take less money, we can be happy with that.
Yep.
If they take less of that, we all can, as fans, can be happy that they took less money just to stay with the team. And like I said, we both know they want to be a part of the team. We both know they want to definitely be here. But at the end of the day, it's up to them if they want to put that sign that contract and put that pen to the paper. It's up to them, right. And like I say, right now, everybody trying to put it together and go to this team, go to the playoffs. That's where everybody started. That's where everybody is trying to go. Everybody wants the same goal. And again, I if they take less money, that helps us out right there. That helps us out right there. So again,
allows us to give more money to some of the other guys that might not necessarily be deserving of the max, but we can pay them more than what the planned amount would be.
Yeah.
So even if it is just a couple million, like that might be the deciding factor. 3 million might be the difference between them staying in the game. So I think that means a lot. Now, this is going to be. Sorry, guys, I'm trying so hard not to sneeze right now. Allergy season in Iowa is terrible. It is terrible. I'm dying, guys. I'm absolutely dying. But we're looking at the teams around the West, and I really think that the Rockets round robin in the last couple pods we've touched upon it and given some pretty good answers, but we haven't had like an entire focus part of the pod, like a half an episode on it. So Donte, I do want to talk to you about Houston's chances in the West. Like, how realistic is it, right? And we've seen around the league, there's been a slew of injuries already, and the season ain't even started yet, right? And not just that, but then Karl-Anthony Towns got traded, and we talked about it a little bit, with Randall and whatnot. I'm firmly Rockets 6th seed now. I think that's almost, I don't want to say guaranteed, but as close as you can get to that at this point, with everything going on. But Donte, I want to ask, man. I mean, and I'll pull up the teams here for the West, of course. But I am interested. What do you believe the Rockets' chances are? 6th seed seeding wise, but then also if we do make it to a first round, is it matchup dependent, or what are your thoughts? Where do you think Houston go for the season?
I think in the Western Conference, I think that's the conference that come down to matchup dependent. But I see us anywhere between 6 and 7. I think. Do I think we can? I think we can play with. I think we can play with a lot of teams. I think we can play with some teams in the West. I think we can play with Phoenix in the Western Conference. I think we can do. I think we can play with Minnesota now. I think we definitely can play with Minnesota now. Definitely. The Mavericks, we're gonna struggle again. San Antonio, we know we can play with them. OKC, we can play with them. We played with them last year. We definitely can beat them. But
we beat the shit out of OKC.
Again, I think the Kings, we can definitely play. We can definitely play with the Kings. We can play with Memphis. We can play with the Lakers. We've proven we can play with pretty much any team in the West. Any team in the West. I mean, any given night it's a grind, but I think it comes down to matchup dependent though. But I'm gonna say 6 or 7. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. The greater higher is the 5th seed, I believe. Clippers not going to have Kawhi Leonard from the start of the season. So, again, that definitely helps us. I don't think the Timberwolves will still be fighting for a spot in the playoffs, but I don't think they will be as strong because Karl-Anthony Towns that's a big loss. I don't think they will be definitely as strong. We don't know how good the Lakers going to be. Sacramento, you got De'Aaron Fox in the contract year. If they don't get it done this year, he probably want to be asking up out of that soon. So they era may come.
I was just thinking that shit earlier today about D Fox, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So if they don't get things done over there, then you may not be seeing him in Sacramento for too much longer. Then you got New Orleans, Zion. He's good when he's on the floor, but when he's off the floor, they worse. But having Dejounte Murray definitely improved their team too. having him definitely improves their roster as well. Brandon Ingram was still on the team. So yeah, I mean Denver, you still gotta look at them. Utah with Larry Marketing gonna be tough, but they're not gonna be too good of a squad.
They're not gonna be serious,
Yeah, but other than that, the key that I always said, just beat the teams you're supposed to beat. If you just beat the teams you're supposed to beat, that can help you out, including some of these good teams like we did last year. Last at the end of the season, when we lost to Utah, they kind of put a final fork in our playoff hopes right there. When we lost to Utah, we cannot again. We got to better beat the teams we're supposed to beat. Portland, Detroit, Charlotte, Utah, Brooklyn this year, San Antonio. I believe San Antonio will be a lot better than them, but that's the team you will say you still supposed to be. You just got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. The Clippers, without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, you're supposed to beat them. Now you're supposed to beat them. They still going to be tough. Tyronn Lue's going to have that team ready, but you could beat them without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. You should better beat them. But other than that, I think it comes down to the teams. We got to beat the teams we just supposed to beat, and everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah, I really hope so, Dante. I mean, I'm looking at teams like the Clippers, like the Lakers, and to a lesser extent, the Mavs, or not the Mavs, excuse me, the Pelicans, that are two out of three of those teams where we should be able to run and gun immediately. The ages are really interesting for the Clippers. What's James Harden going to look like all season? When are we facing the Clippers, right? And again, it's no disrespect to James Harden. He's been to the playoffs every single year of his career for a reason. Phenomenal player. Again, my favorite player of all time. But he doesn't. He ain't got Kawhi. And even if Kawhi is playing,
he ain't got neither one.
Right? Yeah. PG gone. You know what I mean? And your next best player with Kawhi out is, other than James Harden, is what? Kevin Porter Jr.
Yep.
Zubac. Like if you take James Harden out that lineup right now, right, and your five is Zubac, Derek Jones Jr. I don't even know, man.
Yep.
And you're looking at KPJ, like, is that's like 18 wins right there. You know what I mean? Yep. And you expect James Harden to lead that team? That's going to be interesting. I really think Clippers are possibly a play-in team this year, for sure. And then we've said it the entire time, right? Lakers just had a bunch of players that played really, really hard in the Olympics. So did the Golden State Warriors. So did the Phoenix Suns, right? We'll see how that goes. I mean, Devin Booker, to a lesser extent, he's young enough. I don't think it's going to affect him too much. Same with Anthony Edwards. But I'm looking at players like Gobert. I'm looking at players like Kevin Durant, LeBron, and AD, Curry, who played a lot of minutes, a lot of crunch time minutes for the Olympics. And we'll see how much they got ran to the ground and how well they play. I think they're going to be more ready to begin the season. But 20, 25 games in, are they running out of gas? What are they looking like? And are they going to be ready to face a young, run and gun Houston Rockets team that's supposed to be playing at a higher pace? Fred VanVleet talked about it in the media presser. Jalen talked about it. Obviously, Ime brought it up too, just being able to play at a higher pace. What's that going to look like going forward for the team? And obviously, I think AK Infinity from Rockets and Robin has talked about it quite often, about how the Rockets just being young, we're going to be able to beat a lot of these older teams that just can't hold a man. If you can't stay in front of them, that's a dunk. You can't stay in front of them, that's a lay. You can't stay in front of them, you're getting crisscrossed. You know what I mean? So we'll see what ends up happening. But I don't know, another team to watch, obviously, very obviously, the Memphis Grizzlies. Obviously, they were garbage last season, but when John Morant played, didn't they win a bunch of games in a row when he came back and then he got
they're a different team when he died. They're different. Different team.
Man.
Yep.
When John Morant is there, bro, that team is so phenomenal. But they do got a lot of players hurt over there. They got Vince Williams hurt over there. I don't know what Jared Jackson Jr. is going to look like. Who knows? John Morant's coming back from injury, a hefty surgery at that kept him out. So we'll see how they manage that injury throughout the season. I don't know. I really don't know. And then again, looking at the New Orleans Pelicans, they're looking like a ticking time bomb, man. Is Zion going to ask out? They're looking to pay. They're either forcing to pay Brandon Ingram, or they have to trade one of BI and or Zion, right? And then you're looking at CJ McCollum. Do you want to keep him? Like the team has a lot of interesting ages, right? Where you look at CJ, still a phenomenal player, but he needs to be on a championship team, right? For at least the next 2-3 years, he needs to be on a championship team, either as a starting 2 guard or the 6 man. That's what he needs to be. He does not need to be playing for the Pelicans, right? You got DeJounte Murray over there. You got Herb Jones. You got Trey Murphy, who Trey Murphy just got injured, by the way, so that's also interesting. But then you got Zion, who hasn't played more than 68 games in a season, which it says a lot. But he did that once, and then otherwise he's played like 40 games, like half the season. So is 50 million worth 41 games? I mean, you're making X amount over games played at that point. That's a hefty price to pay for 40 games. You can do it with Joel Embiid because he's been on the court. He's scoring 50, 60, 70 points a game, and you're winning games with Joel Embiid. Okay, I got it. But Zion, phenomenal player, but what is he doing? What is Zion doing with the Pelicans right now? So I don't know. I'm not too scared of the Pelicans right now. Plus, they don't even have a center. They got Daniel Tice. Do you know what Şengün is going to do to that man? Do you know what Şengün is about to do to that man? I don't know, Daniel Tice. No offense, DT, but it's looking like the Pelicans might be cooked over there. So I'm looking at Pelicans and the Clippers as like teams that I think I'm not going to pen them in as teams we should be able to beat because DeJounte Murray is interesting and of course James Harden. But if things go right, we should be able to beat them.
Those games that you're talking about. Those teams, those are winnable teams. Those are winnable teams that we could be able to beat. We could be able to beat. I think we're gonna struggle with those type of teams, but we also can beat those type of teams as well. We did.
Yes.
I mean, we with the same team. We did it last year. We was able to beat them. We was able to beat them pretty handedly last year. But those are the teams. Like far as those are the teams that are gonna be competitive type teams that we could. That anything goes that we can beat. They can beat us. We can beat them, but. Other than that, man, like I say, I think the West is still going to be a good. The West is still going to be good this year. Every team pretty much in the West is just a matter of me thing. Like
they're just good.
They just good and just beat the teams you supposed to beat in the West. Just beat the teams you're supposed to beat in the West and the Eastern Conference. Outside of Boston, who else? We got New York Knicks. The Bucks, the Sixers, you can say. Everybody else is beatable in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. The Magic, we should be losing to the Magic respectfully. Respectfully, that we shouldn't be losing to the Magic. We should not be losing. If we lose we shouldn't be losing to Brooklyn. We should
not lose one game this year to Brooklyn. The way that roster look, we should not with no Mikal Bridges.
Ben Simmons is your starting guard. Yeah, bro. Look. Again, I was a fan of Ben Simmons when he was playing well.
I thought he got traded. He got traded to the Warriors, didn't he?
But
That was a fake news. Ben Simmons. I thought Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he didn't go to the Warriors. No. Okay. That was as far as I know, he didn't go to the Warriors. Okay. I don't even know what they would have traded for him. But goodness, if they traded for Ben Simmons, they got Ben Simmons and Draymond Green in your starting lineup, bro. But look, we're looking at it like this, right? You got Ben Simmons out there. You've got. How many good players over there on the Brooklyn Nets? You got Claxton and Cam Thomas.
Yep.
That's like, and I'm not saying
you shouldn't be losing to that lineup. I don't care how good Cam Thomas is. You shouldn't be still losing to that lineup. You shouldn't lose to the Detroit Pistons. You shouldn't be losing to You shouldn't lose to the Charlotte Hornets on opening night. Matter of fact, a team that we got our first win off of 2 years in a row. At that, we got our first win. We had to get our first way to play them to get our first win. So this year we got a chance to get our first win more earlier. That's in game number 1 of the season. So again, we shouldn't be losing to teams like not bottom tier teams. We shouldn't be losing to those top type of teams.
Yeah. Now, another thing that I'm talking about for the West is like, I'm not saying that the Warriors are a ticking time bomb, but Draymond, man, what's going on with that, right? Draymond did not have good vibes in the media presser. Curry and Coach Kerr are talking about, we're going to maybe try some different things going into the season. Are the Warriors cooked, Donte? Is this it? Are the Warriors done? Clay's not there no more. He's on the Mavs. He's looking really good for the Mavs, by the way.
I think that championship window is over, but I still think they're going to be competitive, and I think the Rockets will finally beat them this year. I think the Rockets finally beat them this year. I know a lot of us hate the words, but I say we finally. I'm gonna just say it like this. I never said it like this before, but I say we gonna finally kick their ass this year.
Yeah. We get Donte cussing on the HTOWN Rundown. That's how confident he is. He said we're gonna beat their ass this year.
We'll probably do it at home too, on the road, however we don't finally do it this year.
Bro, that's all I'm asking for, man. I don't want nothing else for the season except to beat the shit out of the Warriors. We need to beat them by 50. All right, let's just get it out of the way.
And I will screen record and I will post it on X. Like, mark my words. Coach Donte said we're gonna finally kick the Warriors' ass this year. We're gonna finally do it this year.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna kept it one time. We got to at least kick their ass, but I got a feeling I got a good feeling.
We got to do it for the one time, right? We got to be angry at least. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that they're not gonna play hard, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be like they're gonna have roughly the same record as the Utah Jazz. Maybe like 36, 30, 35 wins, something like that. Just because it's an interesting team. They got a lot going on over there. And again, it's no disrespect. It's just like, what do you want to do with Curry at this point, right? Because you just can't trade Curry. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he retired. He retired.
Yeah, like he's got to retire as a Warrior.
Yep.
But then you got guys like Brandon Posminski. I don't know how to say his last name, but you got BP over there. You got Jonathan Kuminga. Two young guys that are phenomenal. You still got Kevon Looney, who is super underrated. They just got that other center, Trace Jackson Jr., I think, or something like that.
Trace Jackson Davis.
Thank you. Yeah. Like he looking nice, But as with the ages with the Warriors, like, you got Andrew Wiggins, you got Draymond Green out there, Like what's the plan? And it's no disrespect to Andrew Wiggins, by the way. I actually I respect what he's got going on. He got a lot going on, and he's still able to play and be semi-successful in the league, even having to step away and come back. I respect the journey and the arc, but if you're not 100% focused on basketball, what's he going to look like coming into the season? What's he going to look like and is any team going to bail out the Warriors? Like, is any team going to be like, yeah, we'll give you something? No, they taking everything that the Warriors got. They're looking at the first-round picks from the Warriors as food right now. The Warriors, are they buying or selling? That's what I want to tell you. Are the Warriors buying or are they selling?
I think if they're not in playoff, nowhere near playoff contention, you can very much see them selling. You can very much see them being a seller. If
they start off, let's give a number. If they in the first 30 games, if they're 13-17, do you think that changes anything?
No, I don't think it changed nothing. I think if they're worse at the trade deadline, I think it changed something. I think you change something up.
Under 500 at the trade deadline, you think they trade?
No,
not under 500. If they're under 500,
if you're one game, if you talking about one game up under 500, I think they still in contention, because you can say they in play in contention at that point.
Definitely could be.
They still competing, but if you say, just say if they kind of like if they 10 games under, I can see them making moves.
For sure.
Oh, hey, in the chat. Hey, Press, cue this intro. If Jay Sean takes another shot like this at the deadline, play the intro.
Yeah, bro. What is it?
Yep. Yo, there you go. He know what it is. Yeah. Take another shot. Do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I do agree with AD though. Like, maybe they'll have to be a couple games out of the play-in. I don't know. I look at it the same like the Clippers, right? Like not that the Clippers can do any like big trades or anything like that. But if Kawhi plays like 18 games going into the All-Star break, right? And James Harden's looking gassed as hell by the All-Star break, and they've only won 26 games, they might be calling it. They really might be calling it. They lost Paul George. Who knows what's going on, man? I don't know. I think there's a lot of turmoil for the Warriors and the Clippers alike. And in the preseason game, I don't even know this dude's name, and he just hit some dude named, I think it's like Waters. He just hit a game winner on the Clippers in preseason. So who knows what that's going to look like? I'm not hearing.
I just think like if they like 10 games under, I think you can see them making a move. But if they like one game, or if they like one game under or something like that, I think they consider probably being more buyers to be a playoff team. But I think I just see Curry. I just see Curry as a long time, as a retiring as a Warrior. I just see him.
I agree.
It's hard to see him in another jersey.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I respect. Actually, I don't respect Curry, but like I know what he's got going on over there. And I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Warriors, but I would like for them to not make the playoffs for sure, and I'd love for the Rockets to be the reason why the Warriors don't make the playoffs. That would be the ultimate gift right there for sure. But now, looking at Denver, they lost KCP. Another year-old Aaron Gordon. We kicked the shit out of him before. Are we really worried about Denver at all?
No, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried. I'm not. Like,
he's not worried about Denver. Clip that.
I know they're gonna still be a good team. They're still gonna be Western Conference Finals or second round. But I'm not really worried about Denver. Well, like I say, the only reason I'm kind of not worried about it because I don't have to go out there on the floor and play for the guys. That's the only reason I would say I'm not worried about anybody. But this team is good. This team can play. We can play with Denver in a 7-game series. I would say it's a different story. I don't know if we beat them in a 7-game series, but in regular season, I definitely think we can.
We taking them to 6, right?
Yeah, we can definitely win games.
We can take them to 6 minimum. What did we go 3-1 last year?
No, I think we beat them every game. We went 3-0. We beat them. Was it 3-1? Was it 3-1?
I thought it was 3-1. We swept the Kings.
We swept the Kings. I know that because we beat them on a back-to-back.
We went 3-1.
Beat them on a back-to-back. I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, we swept the Kings for sure. Who was that we I think if I'm not I know we beat Denver the first. Did we play Denver twice at home?
Let's look it up.
We played them in a plant. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, 3-1. I think it was 3-1. I think
it was 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. Let's see. No, I don't want vivid seats. But yeah, I don't know. I think we match up pretty well with them.
Mm-hmm.
As a team. Now, and again, like you said, playoffs is a different story. Yeah, it looks like we faced them December, November. And they beat us in November by 10.
Okay.
But otherwise, we beat them by 8, beat them by 19, and beat them by 3. So
yeah,
I'll take it. That's not that bad.
No. That's one of the best teams. That's one of the best teams.
Pause, AD. Pause, AD. You crazy, man. I respect it though. We love the energy out here. But yeah, so Denver's another team, and then looking at OKC, I've said it the whole time. Yeah, I don't believe in OKC at all. I think they're going to regress this year. I like a couple of the players over there, but just because I like them don't mean anything. They've got a lot of minutes they got to figure out between SGA. They lost P. Giddy, so now they've got Alex Caruso out there, and you got to find minutes with Alex Caruso and Lou Dort. And Lou Dort and Caruso are essentially the same player, but I think Caruso is better than Lou Dort. But you're probably starting Lou Dort because of the chemistry, maybe. I don't even know what the lineup's going to look like. And then they signed Isaiah Hartenstein, who phenomenal, right? He solves the rebounding battle that they were losing a lot. Mm-hmm. But then you're losing your advantage at playing Chet at the 5. And now you're going to have a 4-out offense with Hartenstein, who, again, respect Hartenstein, Houston Rockets legend, Isaiah Hartenstein. But like his offensive bag is not really there. He's going to go to the paint a couple times and then set some really hard screens, and that's probably going to be it occasionally. He'll get you some rebounds for sure. And he had a phenomenal season with the Knicks, right? Kind of I don't want to say a breakout season, but he played really well with the Knicks. He earned that contract for sure. But what's he going to look like for another team where they have, deep playoff aspirations now that the pressure is on, because the expectations were not there with Isaiah Hartenstein before. They were not expecting him to go out and do that. Since it was a surprise, it was nice. My same question is for Derrick Jones Jr. on the Clippers. Coming back to the Clippers, a guy who had zero pressure on him at all going to the playoffs, exceeded expectations until he faced the Boston Celtics, and then got completely iced out.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. It's unfortunate, man, because these teams, man, is James Harden, bro. God, I love that man so much. I want him to get his championship, but man, it's so hard, bro. Looking at these teams, man, I don't know, man. Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I don't know. But looking at OKC, Donte, is there anything, from what you saw in the playoffs against OKC that we might not be able to handle, or do you think OKC might be a good matchup for us?
I think it's a good matchup for us. I think we can compete with them. We did win a big game versus them last year. We need to win a big game. Jalen Green turned into a Super Saiyan Goku. Super Saiyan Goku.
Ultra Instinct Jalen, bro. That was crazy.
He turned into that. So that's one thing we can give him credit for about that. But I wish he would have done that earlier during the regular season. So we're gonna need some of that earlier. So other than that, yeah, I think we can play with him. Just like that's not far fetched for what you said. If OKC take a step back, because I said last year the Kings will take an actual step back, they will be a team to take that, go from the 3rd seed, go to probably the 6th seed, but they end up in a play-in tournament, and then they end up losing. But I can see the Kings, like, this is a big year for Sacramento. This is a definitely big year for Sacramento. I think De'Aaron Fox is in the contract year. If they don't, that's why they signed. That's why they went out for a trade for DeMar DeRozan to give him a lot more help with him or Sabonis. But
like you just putting DeMar in the middle and letting him go to work, which like DeMar, I'm not saying that he's like a black hole on offense, but he is kind of a ball stopper, right? That was one of the issues.
He doesn't move me with the Kings though. He still doesn't move me. He still doesn't move me with the Kings. I still think we can beat them and compete with. I still think they're a beatable team in the Western Conference anyway.
I think signing DeMar DeRozan brings up more questions than it answered questions.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I think just losing for the Kings to just trade Halliburton, I think they may be realizing that mistake right there and looking over there at the end of the page. Got like, damn, we let this kid go. We let him go. Look what he doing over there. But yeah, I just think if this year they don't find a way to improve this year and they make a play-in tournament and still lose, I think the writing will be on the wall with De'Aaron Fox with Sacramento. They're gonna have a hard time trying to get him back to come play for them. So I'm not moved by Sacramento at all.
Because this is his last year on his contract, right? He hasn't signed.
Yeah, I think this D Fox last year, if I'm not mistaken.
They better do something. They have to do something, because imagine you just spent that money on DeMar DeRozan, who took a hell of a pay cut, by the way. He's making like 19 a year. Phenomenal contract for DeMar DeRozan. He took a pay cut to go to the Kings and play with Sabonis and Fox, and then Fox leaves the next season.
That's crazy.
That would be. I mean, at that point, you can't even. What are you supposed to do? And Donte, like I said, I was thinking about, man, did the Kings really F up that trade?
Yeah, they did.
Tyrese Halliburton, because like at the time, you're like, oh my gosh, like you got 2 point guards. What are you gonna do? They're unplayable together. You could have kept them, bro. Like
they did.
Whatever.
I think they did. I think they messed up the trade. Right now the Kings are losing the deal. Even though you got Sabonis back, you did get Sabonis back the very first year, who improved your team. You did end up making the playoffs and losing 7 to the Warriors. But Tyrese Halliburton has turned into a stud and the number one option on the Indiana Pacers. In his second year with the Pacers, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals and competing with Boston. So other than that, the Kings are losing this trade. They losing this deal right now. That's hurt.
Yeah, that's a feather in their cap for sure. And like, despite how the Pacers got there, they still got there. You know what I mean?
They still got that. They wasn't supposed to be that. They wasn't picked to even be in that position. No. I figured they would be a playoff team. I figured they would be a playoff team, but we didn't figure the Pacers would be that good. They would be great on offense. They would be great. They were great on offense all year. They were terrible on defense though, but they were great on offense because of like Tyrese Halliburton being able to pass, being able to
a traditional point guard,
being able to shoot the way he could shoot. Yeah, I mean, again, like the first game in Toyota Center, he killed us in the fourth quarter. So you definitely see it. So that he made that whole team is just better cut because of Tyrese Halliburton being able to orchestrate the offense, shoot the basketball at a very high percentage and accurate, and get his teammates involved, and also being able to score when need to. And that's a great combination for the Indiana play. They got them a stud, man. They
got Pascal Siakam, which was
and that makes them even more stronger.
Yep. So I'm getting ready to wrap this up, Donte. So before we go, I'm interested. If you have to face someone in the playoffs, right? First round of the playoffs, you're the Houston Rockets. you got 2 teams to pick between. What are your 2 teams you want to pick between, and what team do you specifically want to face in the playoffs? First round.
First round of the playoffs. Well,
First round of the
like regardless of the seeding, right?
Yep. Yeah. Regardless of the seeding. Besides like the teams you're not going to make it. Like obviously like Portland and
I know.
Spurs. But like of the good teams, what team do you want to face?
So I'm gonna say it like this. I don't expect us to be nowhere between 4th or 3rd. I expect us to be like between 6th and 7th.
That's fair. Yep.
And 8th. But I think we can really get 6th. The highest I say is 5th. But I'm gonna say 6 to 8. So if we make the playoffs all right and we in 6th, if OKC take a step back, what they was first.
Yeah, I think they were first last year.
So say if they take a step back, but they only go to number 3, I will feel good playing OKC. I will feel good playing them in the 7-game series. If we in 8th, and we have to play Denver, I can see us playing with Denver, but I don't think we win the series. I don't think we win the series because
we give them a good fight for
we
sure.
We definitely put up a fight because we're younger. And Ime Udoka gives us an opportunity. He gives
them that mental game.
He gives us an opportunity. But say if I say we graded higher than if we 5th, and we play 4, and say we end up going Phoenix, we end up playing Phoenix. They gonna be tough because now they got a point guard in Tyus Jones, who we vouched to get, that we actually wanted to be on our roster. We did. Point guard, so that would be a tough challenge for us. That would be a tough challenge for. But Ime Udoka coaching style and the toughness of Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet, that gives us an opportunity to play in the series with them. But I don't know if we win the series because you do got Kevin Durant, you do got Devin Booker on that team. Bradley Beal does play bad last year, but I said again, if he stays healthy, Bradley Beal can put up points on the board. But I believe we'll give a lot of teams a fight in the playoff series in the West. Say if Minnesota still play, they in 3rd. They could. Minnesota still could be in now. If they get 4th, and we get 5th, I feel good about that matchup. No Karl Anthony Towns in that lineup. The lineup is totally different now. They're still going to be a solid defensive team, but I believe we'll be able to have a shot. We'll be able to have a shot. So it depends on the matchups, but like I said, I think we'll be anywhere between 6 and 8 in the playoff picture.
That's totally fair. I think our best matchup is going to be OKC. I think
I wouldn't be scared to play OKC. I wouldn't.
Yep. Honestly, if we got to face a team in the playoffs, regardless of where we are, we got to hope for OKC. Honestly, because we face OKC, that's probably our best chance to go to the second round. Unless like we face the AD. Tell him. Yep. I think OKC is the team that we are likely to beat. Another wild card team. I think if we somehow face them in the playoffs, or more likely to play in, I think the Kings. I think we can beat the shit out of the Kings.
I think we can beat them. I think we can beat them.
Yep. I'm confident in the Kings. And another team that I would rather face this team in the play-in than the playoffs, the Clippers. I think the Clippers. I mean, is Kawhi even going to play? Right? Like at the end of the day, is Kawhi even playing? If Kawhi's not playing, like you said, we got to beat the teams he's supposed to beat. And it's no disrespect to James Harden. He can have his 40, 50, 60. Anyone else going to score on that team? You know what I mean? Like that's what it comes down to. If no one else can score, we chilling. We fine. We beautiful.
Even if we do them in a series and we know Kawhi Leonard can't stay up, even with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, I think we still can beat them though. I
think we give them a run for the money for sure.
Yeah, I think we can actually beat them in a 7-game series. If we end up having to face the Clippers, even with Kawhi and James Harden, I still think we can end up beating them in a 7-game series. But if you tell me a 1-game scenario, I agree with your point. I'll play them in a play-in tournament. And for a 1-game scenario, just to play them one time and have an opportunity to knock it, I think that's the better shot.
Plus, like, clutch time James Harden is not clutch time James Harden no more. You know what I mean? Like we It's just not the same. And that's coming from the greatest Harden fan of all time. It's just not the same. So honestly, one game in the play-in to guarantee the Rockets going to the playoffs. Clippers.
Yep.
Sacramento, easily. And if we got to face Sacramento in the playoffs, boy, do you know what we're about to do? Yeah, I'm confident. I think OKC, I think we go to 6. I think we can sweep the Kings. I think we go to 6 with the Clippers if we can win. Either way, either we lose or win, it only goes to 6. I don't see 7. It goes to 6. OKC, I see 6 easily. Just because OKC is also realistically pretty good. We just match up really well, and I think it depends. Their game, I think, relies a lot more on shooting versus our game is a lot more consistent. So if they get hot from 3, we're probably losing that one. But yeah, I think 5 or 6 games realistically for OKC. I think that's us. I think we're going to the second round for sure. Guys, I want you to comment down below on the YouTube channel. Let us know where you think the Rockets can place in the Western Conference seedings, especially with everything going on there. I mean, Cat traded, a bunch of players hurt. Shaedon Sharpe just got hurt recently too, so that's really interesting. But yeah, let us know. And then, do you think the Rockets can even make the playoffs? Are we a playing team? Who do you want to face in the playoffs, man? There's a lot of good questions here, and I cannot wait to come back with Donte and talk more Rockets ball next week. Thank you guys for watching, for listening. Also, peep the new intro, man. That intro was so fire. Shout out Legible again, man. That was so crazy. Check out his Spotify. Absolutely crazy musician. I appreciate him putting that out there for us. Donte, man, where can we find you, bro?
Man, y'all know y'all can find me at Coach Donte 5 on IG. Y'all can find me at Coach Donte 5, Coach Donte on 31 on X. Y'all can find me at Coach Donte on YouTube, man. So y'all, Coach Donte on the HTOWNRUNDOWN right here, and Coach Donte on Round Robin. Y'all know Rockets Round Robin. So I say, hey, Rockets basketball is here. Preseason is Monday. The game is Monday, so we will be tapping in to that and be watching that. So hey, man, it's time. Let's do it. It's time. Another year of Rockets basketball season.
Absolutely, that's the best way to put it, Donte. Be sure to follow this account at the HTOWNRUNDOWN on X as well as Twitter, man. Be sure to check all of that out. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel as well, man. We need you to leave comments, bro. Comment on the channel. Subscribe to the channel. I be seeing y'all watching the video, but not subscribing to the channel, not liking the video. Be sure to go do that, please. We appreciate that greatly over here. And then be sure to follow me after 2Ps_GAWD on X as well as Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll be back. Preseason, baby. Playoffs.